Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Wind Waker. In the last episode, we successfully made it to the bottom of here, the Earth Temple. And now, in this episode, we will be heading through the magic door to fight the boss. Still love the big key doors on this. I think they look awesome. Not quite as good as the Twilight Princess ones, though. So this awesome and creepy genie-looking fellow is the boss of the Earth Temple. He is, oh my god, he is right on top of me, that's what he is. No figurines for me. Let's try and grab him here. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to press. Keep thinking R will be take photo. Okay, it says crotch, but that'll count. This is Jalhalla. This gigantic ghost rules over all pose. After reflecting light onto it with the mirror shield, you can lift it and throw it around. So let's do that. He's pulling us in at the moment, but if you point light at him with the mirror shield, you can't quite do it with the L targeting and aiming him tactic, because if that aim's too low on him, you kind of have to point at him manually, but yes. To hit him with light, he turns solid, then you can pick him up and bowl him into the wall. Aim for the spikes around the room, and then BAM! He splits into all the constituent pose. Let's use that. This is a brilliant tactic to use the brilliant time to use the hurricane spin that we learned a few episodes ago, because you just have a limited amount of time to kill as many of those pose as possible. Then he reforms. I think he might be slightly smaller when he reforms. He definitely should be, even if he's not. But it's pretty straightforward. He'll suck in there to do kind of a blowing attack, but any attack he's in the process of doing will be interrupted by you hitting him with a mirror shield, so that's kind of almost a guaranteed way of stopping him from attacking. Well, again, with the moment he hits the wall, charge up the hurricane spin, and then unleash. You can still, of course, control yourself very well while you're doing the hurricane spin. How many poses? We've got 5 poses left to do him, so we're doing pretty damn well on the bastard. No, he definitely doesn't shrink. He should be smaller each time, I think. Now, one thing is, now we're on this kind of final phase of him. These beams of light that allow me to reflect light onto him move around a lot more. But that shouldn't matter, actually. I managed to get him perfectly on that one. Let's just try one more shot into there. What the heck? Okay, he freaked out there, but it shouldn't matter because we should be able to get the final few poses. It's not even particularly worth using the hurricane spin at this point, but BAM! There we go. Have to admit, that is one of my favourite boss battles in the game for both look, kind of gameplay, and just the general feel of it. I really like the idea of a kind of hive mind of pose with the kind of in the body of kind of their leader. I like the way the actual kind of combat works. My only issue with it is just how easy it is. But either way, we've defeated Jalhalla, so let's enter the glowing light and restore some of the Master Sword's power to repel evil. Awesome. Crossguard. The prayers of the Earth Sage have restored the Master Sword's former energy. There is but one last step before it becomes the true Master Sword once again. Doctor, the power to repel evil is not yet fully awakened. To complete the awakening of the Master Sword, you must go to the Wind Temple for one more prayer. Now, Doctor, step into the light behind you and return to the surface. Your next duty is to find the Sage of the Wind Temple. I'll remain here and continue to pray. You must hurry. Unfortunately, that's... Oh, no, it's not. Lies. And Doctor. About Prince Kamali. Please watch over him for me. It's kind of... I like what they do with Medley, that you kind of don't think about it so much, of kind of when someone is called away to be the sage and kind of save the world, what happens to the family they leave behind? It's quite an interesting thing to think about. But at least the upside of not seeing Medley again ever is I never have to do that stupid, supposed to be Irish, don't know what the hell it is, accents. Anyway, if we go up to the King of Red Lions, he doesn't speak to us. Awesome. So, usually what we would do is now I would embark on a massive quest, as usually I do in between dungeons, and get a load of treasure charts and a load of stuff. But we don't actually need to do that. We've got almost everything in the game. So actually, we only need to pick off one stop, which is for one of the treasure charts we just collected. So we're just going to make one stop off at Bomb Island. Now, what have we here? If you look to the left, you will just see in the lightning storm something interesting. Haha. I will not be talking about this episode, unfortunately. That is the mythical ghost ship, which, if you've been paying attention, you'll have heard many rumours about throughout the course of the game. And it looks so sinister there. But that is for another day. For now, we're just dredging up this treasure, which contains... a piece of hearts! So, ghost ship aside, creepy and awesome though it is, we now, as the King of Redlands and Medley both said, we need to reawaken the Sage of the Wind Temple, so we need to head north of Windfall Island to the Wind Temple. So, this is the island at which the Wind Temple is found. This is Gale Isle, appropriately named, because of the wind coming out of it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we need the iron boots for, because if we try and walk into it, no chance. Even the bloody trees are nearly been blown over, but we have iron boots, so we can just work our way up towards it. Link puts on a hilarious facial expression, and we just kind of march our way slowly, but certainly surely, up the island. Now, it's this statue here that's spewing out all the wind, so we need to destroy it. Bombs won't work because of the high wind, so need to use our skull hammer. Hup, and that cracks it open, allowing us access to the island. And much like the Earth Temple, there is another tablet here with a different instrument on it and a different set of coordinates, I nearly called them there, directions. So, let's whip out the Wind Waker. Da 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 da. Hooray! You learned the Wind God's aria. And much like in the last temple as well, the spirit of the sage appears. Are you the new hero? I'm Fado of the Kokiri tribe. I know I can appear to you as a child, but the eyes can oft deceive, and I am a most esteemed sage. I had been praying here so that the power to repel evil would continue to be contained within the blade of the Master Sword. But I was attacked by the even Gatlendorf, and this is what happened to me. You wish to return the power to your blade, don't you? Yes, I do. In that case, look for the one who has the same instrument I hold, and teach him the song you just played. Once you do, I'm certain the holder of the instrument will feel the blood of the sages awaken within his veins. That Wind Waker you hold was used long ago to conduct us sages when we played our songs to call upon the gods. In those days, it was always the king who conducted for us. Please, tell the king I will still play, even in the next world. That scene generally has a slightly happier tone than the one with Naruto. It's much less, oh, he stole my soul, but still kind of sad when you think about it. But also explains why the King of Red Lions had the Wind Waker to give to us, because of course he is Daphnis no Hansen Hyrule, so he would of course have access to the Wind Waker because he used to conduct for them. So that's kind of a cool little fact to know. As for who the new sage is, this one should be more obvious than Medley, because Medley you had to recognise her by the instrument she carries, but you only really saw that if you were really paying attention, whereas this next one, we've actually seen them use the instrument live, so we kind of know about it. If you haven't guessed who it is, you will shortly when I say we're heading down south to the Forest Haven. Now, at the Forest Haven, there's a number of things we can briefly do. Firstly, the post box is bouncing, and if we check it, gives us a nice little update on a side quest we did a while ago. Good evening! Letter for the Doctor. We have one letter. Here is your letter. This parcel has been sent cash on delivery. Postage due is 10 rupees. Will you pay? We will! And somehow that money just goes into the postbox. But anyway. Yo, how you been, man? I gotta tell you, you really helped me out back there at the mail centre. I appreciate it. I've been trying real hard ever since then, but my postman skills are still weak. I just can't seem to hit 22 letters. I doubt I'll ever be as good as you, man. So anyway, I've been hearing all kinds of crazy tales about you, and I figured I just had to write you a letter. Sounds like you're doing some pretty amazing stuff, man. You're great, you're awesome, you're the man. You can probably tell I had no idea what to write, but hey, I figured the least I could do would be to send you a letter of encouragement. So, yay man, yay. Go man, go. Never give up, never lose hope. And while I don't make much, I'm sending you the wages I've earned lately. Just doing my part. Hope it helps. Sorry I had to send this cash on delivery, but that's the price of fame. Take care. Thanks again, boss. From Baito. And he gives us 20 rupees. Worth spending 10 rupees to get 20 rupees, and nice to have a little kind of update there. Now, here is where we need to find the sage, but, well, listen carefully. Well, don't listen. Wait for me to kill the Moko Baba first. Now, listen carefully. You'll hear the violin music, and if you look again, you will see notes coming out of the waterfall, so you need to get behind the waterfall, obviously. But swimming in does not work at all. But there's a useful trick in this game I've mentioned a couple of times. Look at Link's eyes. He's looking somewhere. In fact, he's looking up there. To the grappling point. And indeed, if you bring out your grappling hook, grapple onto the point, then you can just go swing! And straight behind the waterfall. Into the waterfall cavern. And inside we find Makar. Recognise that instrument he's holding him when... that he's holding, even. When Fado's holding it, the sage, it looks somewhat more like a violin, whereas it's more like a cello when he's holding it. This is why the figurine pointed out that even though it looks like a cello, it's in fact a violin, just because Makar is tiny. But yes, let's have a little speak to him. Haven't seen the fellow in ages.
Oh, Doctor, I haven't seen you in quite some time, have I? I'm surprised you were able to find me here. You're wondering why I'm all the way down here? I'm practicing a new song for next year's ceremony, and I need privacy. It isn't any fun if anyone knows in advance what song I'll play. What? You can hear my song outside? Really? I thought the sound of the waterfall would drown it out. Perhaps I should play a little more softly when I practice from now on.
And much like with Medley, we conduct him with the new song that we just learnt.
Why, is that a conductor's baton? Doctor, are you a maestro? That's incredible. Are you going to conduct for me, Doctor? What kind of song is it? I can't wait to hear. Please conduct.
The conducting doesn't really carry as much of the tune as this game shows. Conducting is really just the rhythm. But anyway, we're going to play the new song we learnt, which is up, up, down, right, left, right. On the gamepad for you, just in case. They all are. You can't see them, but they're all down there. So if you're having any trouble, they're all down there to remember it. But either way, when we conduct him...
does it go something like this? Strange. Why do I feel like I already know this song?
Cut to black.
Doctor, that sacred song you've just conducted has awakened me. I know myself now. I am the sage of the Wind Temple. It is my fate to return the power to repel evil to your master sword.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to do the voice there. Sorry. Well, I say sorry, but you were probably enjoying me not doing the voice. Anyway.
And to ease the regret to my ancestors. Oh, Doctor, please, you must take me with you to the Wind Temple.
And so indeed we do. You'll have noticed then that's the... In this episode, we've heard both the Earth God's lyric and Wind God's aria, and if you put them together, you get the music from the opening screen, the kind of main theme for it. which is kind of cool. Also, you remember, so Medley got onto our ship and sailed to the Earth Temple with us, but where's Makar? Oh wait, he's there, sitting between the horns. That must be fun and equally terrifying kind of riding there, but either way, so like he said, we're heading back up north to the Wind Temple. And so, as we approach the Wind Temple... Doctor, as was the case with Medley, I have no doubt that Makar too has some special role to play in these events. Discovering that role is your duty. I am certain that by cooperating, the two of you can overcome the dangers and pitfalls of this temple. One thing I really like is there's a nice little kind of like twist around that's Makar is, though he's kind of earthy in his nature, kind of because he's a tree spirit, he's the Sage of Wind, and that Medley, though she's kind of flying and wind-based, is the Sage of Earth. I like the kind of little flick around they do. Anyway, let's play the Wind God's aria here, and open this tablet. Do. And much like with the Earth tablets, when Medley plays a harp for them, when Makar plays his violin for them, boom! They explode, which is awesome, and allow us access to the temple proper. I love the way that Makar runs, and he kind of like tinkles when he runs. It's awesome. And much like with the Wind Temple, it's a little with the Earth Temple, it's a little hole we jump down. Man, he has no lack of courage, does he? For a small guy, he's really got balls of steel. Now here we are in the Wind Temple. I really like the look and feel of this temple. Even though it's windy, it's also kind of earthy and foresty too, so it kind of fits with the feel of Makar. So, there's a lot of stuff we can do around here, but first... firstly, actually, there's a Wizrobe down here, so let's kill it. Haha, I remembered it, yay, stab. Did I kill it in one? Oh, that was awesome. Let's just... Oh god, Stalfos. I'd forgotten the Stalfos was there. I was just gonna casually... Ooh, a lot of Stalfos this episode. The last few episodes, even. Well, he's done what I was gonna do anyway, and he's revealed the pot for me, so we can kind of walk from this area in the future. But let's kill his head. So now, let's talk about Makar. Like with Medley, you can take control of Makar, and he has a number of abilities. So, without further ado, let's do that using the good old command melody. I keep nearly calling it command medley, but that doesn't work when Medley's not here. So, he can move around. Like Medley, he can fly, but he has his own little kind of seed copter for doing it, which is cool. He can fly about the same amount and same distance, but because he's light, he can't fly with you. He can't, like, carry you, so that's something worth noting. But his ability, he has another ability, like Medley. Her ability was that she could use her mirror to reflect light around. His ability is he can press A on these patches of dirt to chuck a seed into them, which then rapidly grows into a huge tree. And there are a number of uses of these, the first of which is in places like this, where there's two on either side. Growing them both, obviously, does something. It causes a chest to appear, which is pretty cool. And so, now let's get that chest as the Doctor. Boop. And that gets us an orange rupee, which is pretty cool. Can't hurt for free. Now, other things we can do is if we use the iron boots. See these little things? They're kind of like oddly kind of sprung platform. If you use the iron boots on them, you weigh them down. Take the iron boots off again and hey! Still don't get exactly how that works, but oh well, because of course, even if he takes the iron boots off, they're still in his inventory, they're still causing the same amount of weight. Never understood that with iron boots, that they're heavy as anything, but only weigh you down when you're actually wearing them. I suppose you could say they're magical and only fire off their effect when you're holding them. Either way, we can't glide over here with the Doctor because there's these kind of like this force field, Gale in the way that's kind of pushing down. What we can do is stand on the switch with Makar. Fortunately, he's heavy enough at least for that. And holding him on the switch, we can then just use the Deku Leaf to glide over there with the Doctor. No, we can't. I lied. What we actually need to do is, I mentioned that you can use the iron boots to spring up. You can use that to give yourself a bit of a kind of push off these things, which makes gliding a lot easier. So what we need to do actually is spring it down, and then get off it again, and whee! Up it goes. Oh, we've hit 20 minutes. This is going to be a slightly longer episode, but oh well. Make up for the fact that yesterday's was slightly shorter. Let's go down here. Whee! Or not. Yes, there we go. Right, pick up the little fellow again, because like with Medley, you had to pick him up and carry him through doors to make sure he makes it through. Here's an enemy we haven't seen in a while, not since the Tower of the Gods. Some Armos. Sorry about that. As usual, it's the same tactic as with the Tower of God. Shoot them in the eye, stab them in the back, or not. Let's stab this one in the back first. Nope, they're both proving immune to stabbing, as that one worked. Let's try again on this one. It's not working. Let's try and do it as a spin attack. Yeah, it was just a slightly weird angle. But either way, when they're both dead, there's this thing in the middle. If you hit it with the Deku Leaf, it spins around and reveals... Well, it kind of like spins that chessboard thing around, and we can go through it. There's a couple of switches on the other side which kind of control... You can flip it back around again. There's actually some more secrets in this room, but we'll be coming back here later. For now, there are these two little things, like little patches of earth, so we of course need to take control of Makar, and then fill... Oh no, look, I didn't mean to take off that, I meant to just throw a seed into it. Just throw a seed into that one. And throw a seed into the other one. And, like in the last area, creating both causes something to happen, the door opens, which is awesome. Let's take control of the Doctor again, pick up little Makar, and go through here. Now there's a door to the right, but it's locked, and the Doctor can't actually proceed here, so we need to take control of Makar, who can. So he can fly up here, and then there's a little kind of patch here, so let's plant a seed on it. And then we can see kind of how this is going to go, that we can then proceed up here. There's a little patch. Oh, there isn't. I'm all the way down here. There's little hands that kind of, you haven't seen them since the Forest Haven, that kind of drain your magic. They can be quite damaging to Makar. But you can see Makar can fly for ages. He can fly up and down much more easily than Medley can, because he's got a little kind of choppercopter. Choppercopter? That's not a word. Should be, though. Either way, yes, you can grow that tree. And then finally, we go up to the top here, and there's a third tree we can grow. And as ever, something happens when you plant all three. So when that one appears, ta-da! The door opens, and that door opens. Oh no! Poor Makar gets grabbed and stolen!